my screen. What's up? The chat takes up the whole screen. All right, let's see if this thing's going live. Let's see if we're doing it. If we're doing it, got this right. It's been a while since I've been live. There's something that's going right. There I am. It's been a while since I've been live. There's something that's going right. All right, we are live. We did it. All right, so I pinned a comment. This is for an eBay customer. We're doing an original 1921 Morgan silver dollar. It's called a Morgan because that's the designer. It's just known in the world as a Morgan. What up, Ace Goose? Back for another one. So this has all the original patina or dirt, whatnot. So first thing I'm going to do is just kind of clean a lot of that off so that none of it gets pressed into the metal. What's up, John? Welcome. And we're going to be hitting this with some steel wool anyways, so they say don't clean coins, but to make a coin ring you're going to clean it. It has a lot of dirt and grime on it. What's up, LT? There's a plethora of dirt and grime, as they say. I don't know who says that, but there's probably somebody out there that says that. It's a plethora of it. All right. So we got rid of most of that dirt and grime. I picked this one out. It's got a nice reeded edge to it. That's one of the important things I look for. That's the first thing I look for. I stack them all up and I look at the reeded edge first. And I pick out the best reeded edges because that's seen pretty heavily at the end of this process. So first thing we do is we punch a hole in it. And today I am punching, I believe, 11/16 punch. You kind of turn that there. Put that in our self-leveler. Last ring I made didn't turn out centered, so I had quite a process getting that one fixed, but I got it right. And sometimes that happens. Okay, where's the groove? Gotta find the right groove. Sometimes it happens if I don't squeeze this down all the way. Looks like we're good. Looks like the center of the coin there. So if you have headphones on or anything like that, it's going to be loud for this banging part. So be aware of that right now. So there's our centerpiece. So we're good and centered. Now I'm gonna sand that hole out because it's kind of choppy right now. It's a choppy hole. You can kind of see the white where it broke away. It doesn't punch all the way through. It kind of punches 9/10 of the way through and then snaps the rest of the way. So it leaves some odd marks. So we're going to sand that up a little bit. Hope you guys are well too. Hot. Woo! Hot. Just one little spot that's not hitting right. That thing's hot. It's a warm coin. All right. Hit it with some 1000 grit, then some 2000 grit. And then what's after that? 3000 grit. We're getting gritty. Getting gritty with it. Little buddy growling behind me. Are you hearing noises? Do you hear noises, buddy? All right. Little steel wool action. All right. See how nice that looks? You can almost see your own reflection in it. All right, now comes the fun. So the outside of the ring, we will see this detail. And on the inside, we will see this detail. And it's going to be a size 12.5, so it's kind of a bigger ring. So let's just do it and have some fun with it and see how it turns out, right? That's all we can do. So first thing I'm going to do is heat up the coin. So the metal is softer, less likely to crack. Finer. This is going to turn our silver looking coin into another, it's going to turn it dark again. This is 90% silver. Has some impurities in it. Change its color. Pure silver does not change color at all. So I dipped it in some water. Whoa. And there we go. let's make this into a cone shaped coin. We'll cone it out. So I'm using a 6-ton press. And I'm pushing a cone through the coin. So it goes into the die. I put the cone, press it down, and it starts to cone out this coin. It's a cone ring. I'm cornering the market on these. Might finish it in this one just to be safe. Looks like we're gonna have to finish it in this one. Whatever die it fits the highest in is the die that I use. Now it fits into the smaller die where I can just finish this off. Make sure our reed is completely in there. All right. So once I'm sucked up, that's when I stop. Suck up. So now we got a cone, the cone coin. And size-wise, it's pretty big. It's a 15. So believe it or not, I'm going to stretch it a little bit using the stretcher. It's way bigger than the size we're going for, but I need to flare out kind of where the nose is there, or right there where the nose is. I need to flare that out. Not necessarily the edge of the coin, but about a couple millimeters in. Need to stretch that so that when we shrink it and make it ring shaped, it doesn't have any kind of weird divots. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. There's not a lot of metal on metal contact so far. So far, the only real contact has only been with the very inside of this part, because when we pressed it down with the cone, and you can almost see where it's little different shades on the bottom. It's the only part that's really been touched with metal. I mean, yeah, this contacts it, but it's not pressed to destroy any of the detail. So even the inside detail is going to be just as nice as the outside detail when we're done. So I'm going to heat it up again real quick. You always want to check the sides. The cut side. Make sure there's no like fractures or anything odd that can become a problem later. Looks like we're good to go. This is the important part when you want to do that too, when you're doing the actual stretching. When you're shrinking the coin, it's pretty hard to split or crack or have any issues there. It's when you're doing the coning process that we just got through with, and in this process. Once we get through this, it's pretty smooth sailing, as long as you don't over shrink it when we go to the shrinking part. It's always best to just take your time, relax. relax a little. Everybody be cool. So now I'm going to use a little bit of this paper to protect the detail of the inside of what little bit we're going to be having metal on metal contact with here. And I don't have very far to go, so this should be fairly simple. It's as far as I can stretch this bad boy on this stretcher. Which should have put us a little bit bigger. A little bit. So we stretch it a tiny bit around that nose. So now we're going to go to the Swedish die. They're from Sweden. They're Swedish. And we protect the detail of the outside of the coin using plumber's tape. It's Teflon tape. It acts as almost like a rubber or plastic barrier once it's compressed. And it really does a good job of protecting the detail of the coin on the outside. This is where most of the metal on metal contact comes into play. And we are just going to finish this roll off on here. About 20 to 30 rolls, full wraps. Give it a good wrapping. And then put it in the Swedish die, which is an 11-degree with the original reeded side, the big side up. You would think you'd put it down when we press to shrink it, but not for this process that we're doing. We're only reducing the tilt from here to here. So I use little round makeup pads and push rods of varying sizes. Back to the press. I'm going to press this all the way through my first die. I'm going to go down a size. And then we're going to see how much of that tape got pushed down. You can see the wording coming through the top. You can see the E pluribus unum coming through. But there's still a lot of white tape down here. I want to press till that white tape is also see-through. That lets me know that we got a perfect straight line without any kind of bowing or anything going on. I am going to wrap it some more with some Teflon tape, because as you can see, it is protecting the detail. It's also getting close to where we need to just add more. You can always add more. You don't want to add too much, because then that excess tape you use could almost be indented into the coin as detail. You don't want that. So, back to the next die. It fits pretty much flush. Grab a new pad. Make sure you're good and centered. Give it one push down and then re-level it, just in case I was a little off center. All right. So now you can see you've pressed down enough. There's no Hello, Stacy. No problem. Have you been here from the beginning? This ring is for Stacy, guys. So now we've pressed down enough because you can see the detail through it. So now we can shape and size it. So right now it should be pretty close to where we were before, right about a 14. Our end goal is 12.5 again. So I'm going to take the tape off just to examine the coin. I'm going to have to retape it. Make sure we don't have any issues. So this is where we're at right now. And you can see when we pressed it in that die, it went from that to like that, which is what we wanted. You just saw it. You can always watch the beginning later if you'd like. We're at the fun part though now. So now we're going to shape it. I'm actually thinking I'm going to hit the Swedish die just a little bit more, tad bit more, just to kind of straighten that edge out a little bit more. See how it's kind of goes like this. I'm going to straighten that out. And we're going to add a reed as well right after this step. We'll add a reed to the cut side. Barely hit it with this one. Should put us where we need. Perfect. It's pretty cool because you can actually see the detail through that tape. You can see the date, 1921. The tape moved a little bit, so it looks funky, but and then the E pluribus unum. See it right through the tape. All right, that really fixed that. Gave us a nice straight edge. So now we're going to put a reed on it. So that's our cut side. Just going to kind of sand it a little bit with some 3000 grit to kind of just give it a nice sheen before we put a reed on it. So now we'll read it up, and I use a rereader. It's called a rereader. It has reeds on it. There we go. The rereader. Put it on like so and squish it, and it puts a reed on it. So we're going to do that. You know, we're going to knock that out right now. Make sure it's nice and centered. Grab another makeup pad. Cotton round. I'm just going to call them cotton rounds. Another steel die on top of that. And I'm going to press it down. Rotate it quarter turn. Hit it again. Another quarter turn. And a last turn. And a nice read now. There's our other reeded side. So now we're going to shape it. Shape it. So size-wise, we're at a 14, almost a 14. We're going to shrink it down to about an 11. Sounds crazy, but it's not too crazy. Because then we're going to make it bigger. We're going to stretch it. We're going to shrink it. We're going to stretch it way too big. We're going to shrink it way too small. And then it's going to just end up perfect. It's weird how that works, but it's how it is. What you growing at, buddy? Is there a trespasser? Is there a murderer? So we're going to wrap it up again. Wrap it up nice. What up, Dill Horde? Dill Horde. So we're going to go back to the original dies we were using. I'm going to find one where this fits in nicely. Looks like we're going to use 2 dies. So I'm going to start by seeing how this fits in the die with the smaller side in. And if you look, it's almost flush with the top of the die. So I'm going to start this process by pressing down to where it's that same depth in this die. I'm going to have to use 2 dies to get there because I don't want to press it through the bottom of this one. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but I just don't want to risk it. It's not worth the biscuit. Set myself up, man. Go too far, it'll go through, and then we'll have issues. So I'm going to go to this die. Same philosophy, but we're pretty close to where we want to do it. So in the next die, the smaller side sits there, and the bigger side kind of already is there. So that tells me that these 2 ends are pretty much the same. So now I want to check the size again and see how much further we need to go. So right now it's at a 12 3/4. So we're going to shrink it down about 1.5 sizes more. Closer to an 11 1/4. I'm going to do that on both sides. So now both sides I'm going to press down the same amount in this die. And I am going to take it a little slow. I'm not going to go overboard because if I go too far, then it's another whole process getting us fixed. So it's best to just take it slow. Hit both sides the same. And kind of see where that puts us. So it should still be too big. No, we're good. We're at an 11. Just over an 11, so we're actually really nice. So now shaping is done. So when we take this tape off, the shape will be, it should be a great ring shape. And there we go. We have a good ring shape now. So shape is right, um, the sides and all that, but it's too small. It needs to be a 12 and a half. So during this process, this side has been manipulated a lot, stretched and all that good stuff, where this side is not. So there's a bunch of extra metal right where my finger is in that reed. That reeded part, you can see through the coin towards my face. There's just a little more metal inside there on this inside part. So I use a deburring tool, plumber's tool for deburring, and I'm going to take off about a size and a half of metal that you don't want there anyways. And it basically just takes shavings off of that shiny part up at the top. And again, I'm not hitting any detail of the coin at all. All the detail of this coin inside and out will be flawless. I'm just hitting this part here at the top that's shiny now, so that when you wear the ring, it's not just held on by a band. It's held on by the whole thing. You're wearing the ring, not just having a piece of metal sucking onto your finger. It'd be like wearing a rubber band too tight around a finger if you don't remove the reed properly. So we went from stretching to shrinking to kind of stretching again. But we're only stretching this one part. We're not really stretching, we're just taking some metal off so where it makes it bigger. I'm not there yet, I can still feel some reed, but this will show you how close we're getting. So that was a good half size. I do not like this tip. I feel like I just replaced the tip on this thing too. And then after this, we gotta make it pretty. It's the best part. That's what you guys are here for. Seeing a completed project. So there's still some more reed, I can feel it. Stretch, poke, pull. We're closer to a 12 now. So we're very close. This reed is almost off, so about a half size more and we'll be perfect. Guys, the holidays are coming up. Go to www.lukescoinart.com. There's things of all price ranges in there. This reed is pretty much good. Let's see where we are size wise. We're just shy of 12 and a half. Things of all price ranges in there. If you have a certain amount you're looking to spend on somebody, you can always hit me up. You can email me through lukescoinart.com. Tell me like an idea of price range, and we could see what we can come up with in that area. Custom work, make it live. All you here, stay Stacy's a first timer, but the rest of you know how much pride I take in my work. So you know you get the best, only the best for me. All right, feels good inside. It's still sitting a little shy. Go a couple more rounds here. Be perfect. All right. So you can pretty much see what we did there. That shiny spot up top is where we took some metal off. Again, we didn't hit any of the detail of the inside of the coin. So all that detail is still good. Shape is good. Nice round fat tire kind of look to it. Size wise, we should be just a tad bit short, which we are. And we're going to hit it with some sandpaper to make it nice and shiny. It looks like I'm sanding the inside of the coin, but I'm only sanding this reeded part that we just got rid of. It gets hot. It's a hot coin. Did you guys even see me do burring with that way I had my camera? Probably not. I'd go faster, but it's really hot coin. Oh, he's watching too? Good. Wait till I give it a finish. I'm going to give it an awesome patina. It'll make all the detail pop out. It's the finishing touch. I didn't know if it was a gift. I got an ounce of silver on the game tonight. Been trying to play catch up with somebody that I've been betting since preseason. We bet probably about 5 ounces a week. Pretty much all the TV games. So Thursday night, Sunday morning, afternoon, and evening, and then Monday night. We put an ounce on them just for fun of silver. I started off up. Now I'm down. I've been down for 4 or 5 weeks now, trying to catch up. I own 4 ounces right now, which isn't too bad for a third of a season. Fungi. All right. So I basically just sanded that part down. Made it nice and shiny. The part we were just deburring. So now we got to make this thing pretty, because that doesn't look awesome, right? I mean, it looks cool, but it doesn't look awesome. So I'm going to hit it with some steel wool inside and out. So there's our original reeded side. There's our added reeded side. Right after this, I'm going to leave frame for about 30 to 40 seconds while I give this a patina. And the way I do it is I heat up just tap water until it's really hot, and I add a product called liver of sulfur gel, and it's basically a sulfur derivative, I believe, that when heated up it turns silver black. So we're going to do that first. So I will do that process and then come back, and then we'll show you how we make it really pop, make it really cool. If you didn't know what I was doing, I'm sanding. You just can't see it. I'm down here sanding. Just go round and round, round and round. Okay. So now we kind of have our original silver look back, and it's still kind of hard to see the detail, just because it's shiny silver, and that's why we give it a patina, so all this detail will pop out. So like the date, the E pluribus unum, the liberty in the band, all the inside detail, we're going to make that pop. So 30, 40 seconds, I will be back. All right. I hope you figured something out, Dill, because time's up. Over. Blow. So that stuff gives it a nice rainbow, dark, kind of rainbowy tones. You can see some purples and yellows and greens and blues and all that good stuff from the patina. Now we hit it with the steel wool again. That's going to make everything pop. So there's our original reeded side. So there's kind of some depth. The top is polished. The grooves still have a little bit of patina in them. We'll do our added reeded side. kind of makes it pop out a little bit, you know. We'll hit the inside. So now you can really see that inside detail, you know, United States of America, in God we trust, in there. United States of America inside. And then the date, or not the date, the $1. Sorry, my focus is going in and out. And then the outside detail is last. So now the E pluribus unum. (1921) date. That's all she wrote. So 12.5. So that's it. That's all there is. That's all there is to show you. Maybe I can get closer and you guys can see better. Thank you, LT. Thanks, Dale. That's it. I got nothing else for you guys. Thanks, Fun Guy. Thank you, Stacy, for the purchase. Thanks for trusting an eBay seller. Excellent. If there's any issues with sizing, let me know. I can fix it for free. People's fingers move around size-wise, so or if it's just a little loose or a little tight, let me know. I can fix it, but it's ready to ship. It'll ship out tomorrow. I'll get you tracking through eBay, and that's all I got. Thanks, guys, and let's root for a low-scoring game tonight. It's all I need is a low, under 40-point game tonight, and I'll be scratching another ounce off that owed list for somebody. So have a good day, guys. Stay safe out there. Take care.